Welcome on in, FG fam, to another Houston Rockets episode here on NBA 2K22. And we have gotten you all into the draft class. Those of you who have submitted to become a part of this year's draft class: Noah Brooks at point guard. We have Isaac Heron. We have Michael McHugh. We have Chris Phoenix. Lots of you have made it into this draft class. If you made it, let me know in the comments section below what you think of your prospect. Troy Gordon, we got Jamal Rice, Derrick Rose, Caden Shea. Lots of guys to choose from in this draft class. It's going to be very difficult. We will be taking a look at a mock draft coming up here soon. Michael Lee, I believe that is another one of your user prospects. Dalton Jett, Billy Woods, Rayshawn Nichols Powell, Colt Cruz. All these top picks. I made you guys about as close to the top picks as I possibly could. Marcus King. I also tried to make you guys pretty young so you have an opportunity to reach whatever potential the game so happened to give you. All that I changed was the jersey numbers, the names, and maybe some ages here and there. That's about it. They are projecting Marcus King to be the first overall pick out of Gonzaga. We'll see if that ends up coming to fruition. We definitely have a long season. Guys move up and down the board all season long, so we'll have to see what this draft class will hold here in this episode. Here is the Houston Rockets at 1-5. We are going to the Staples Center to take on the LA Lakers. They are 6-1. Surprising they've even lost a game thus far with the roster that they possess. But at the Staples Center, this is going to be a very tough matchup. We have got to be on our game. Anthony Davis and LeBron James have the Lakers to third in the power rankings, behind only the undefeated Knicks and the undefeated Utah Jazz. So a couple undefeated teams there. Our Rockets all the way at the bottom of the power rankings, and deservedly so. This is a year where we're just trying to see what these young guys can do, including Jalen Green, who, of course, will start at shooting guard again. Here we go, and there is Jalen Green from beyond the arc for three to make it a 4-3 ball game. Jalen Green from the corner for another three to actually take a lead here early on against the Lakers. Look at that. Three balls falling all over the place. We're actually hanging quite tough with the Lakers in the first quarter. Daniel Theis with a three-pointer as well, making it 15-13. Here's Goran Dragic, and he's just playing really well for us. They get an inside bucket. It's 17-all. Here's an outside shot, and there's another three ball. Houston really doing a great job with the three ball this year, but we've really got to find a way to feed it down low. It has been an issue in this series thus far, and it's an issue in this ball game, though. Porter Jr. with a big three ball to get us right back in it again. And like I said, hanging tough with the Lakers in this first quarter. Here's David Nwaba with a big three ball from outside, but it would be a 10-point game coming down to the end of the first quarter. Kenyon Martin Jr. with a three ball to get it within 7. It's within 9 with the last shot of the first quarter going in for Houston, 42-35. So that's what we would go into the second quarter with. Very high-scoring first quarter, but Kent Bazemore hits a three ball from the corner, and that helps the Lakers get a 17-point lead here midway through the second quarter. There's a big pass outside. Jalen Green ready to catch and ready to shoot. 58-44 was the Laker lead. Later on, Green hits another three ball. But, man, the Lakers starting to assert their dominance in this second quarter and take a way bigger lead. Here's Jalen Green from the outside again. We just want to hit as many shots with Jalen Green as possible this season. I want him to develop as well as he can. There's Kenyon Martin Jr. with another three as well. I love the young guys on this squad. H-Town for sure. David Nwaba with another three ball, 78-62. Then it's 80-62 later on here, nearing the end of the half. Wide open three ball. They did not even respect the three on that one. There's a nice drive. Ty Jerome has been big with the driving inside, and it's a 16-point game at the half. The Lakers had 83 at the half. You know you're heading for trouble, though Goran Dragic with a nice three ball there. So with 9:01 to go in the third, there's Daniel Tice with another nice three ball. He has been very monumental in veteran leadership on the club. There's a three ball for the Lakers. They got a 25-point lead. We're about midway through the third. Just not a good chance here for the Rockets, though they are putting up points themselves. I'm proud of the way that they are able to score today, but they've got to be able to play some defense if they're ever going to be the top team in this series. There's Monk from the corner for three for the Lakers. Then again, Monk, but passing to the other corner, and a three ball on the other side. Just no way to stop this Lakers team. We just don't have the horses on this squad. We have got to build through the draft and free agency, see who we can bring in, see what we can do, as it is a 165-110 win for the LA Lakers at home at the Staples Center. Hey, 110 ain't bad for us, but we really cannot allow teams to be scoring 165 points. You see Anthony Davis with 26, 10, and 7. LeBron with 23, 9, and 6. Dyslexia. There's Westbrook with 21 and 6 assists. 20 for Howard with 15 boards. Just absolutely blew us out of the water. And Kendrick Nunn with 17 points. Malik Monk only played 6 minutes and had double-digit points as well. Jalen Green, 19 points for him on 5 of 17 shooting. He's got to do a little bit better shooting. Porter, 13 points on his 50%. Martin Jr. just under 50% with 12. Nwaba with 12. Tice with 10. And Dragic with 9, 4 assists. Sengun had a great game, 9 points, 14 rebounds. So we're simming on through. They're offering some trades. They're not really good ones, so we're not even going to give them the light of day, to be honest with you. Look at all these L's. We have not won a single game in the month of November, as we are getting through the month of November in this episode. Victor Oladipo was offered to us. We're not going to take it going into this Chicago Bulls game. Bulls at Rockets. Rockets are 1-16 on the season, but here we go. We've got a home game. Jalen Green has been doing way better in the last 5 games than he was doing early on, and that has gotten his average a little bit more up, but the last 5 games have been big for Jalen Green. We'll see if he can continue that role here against this new-look Chicago Bulls roster. They got some help for Zach LaVine in this offseason. Let's see if it pays off for him. Here's Green to start the scoring for the Houston Rockets with a 3-ball. Now a drive inside, but a pass out. Christian Wood hits Daniel Tice in the corner for 3. And we've got a 6-2 lead. It dwindles to 6-4, but there's another 3-ball for Jalen Green, playing really well to start this ball game. Zach LaVine inside to Vucevic, and there's a big inside post move to give the Bulls their first real lead of the game here, since it was 2-0. So at 10-9, Lonzo Ball taking his time with it here. He's going to pass it over to LaVine. Big 3-ball. And the Bulls take a 4-point lead. Later on, they've got a 9-point lead here in Houston. And driving inside, it's Bradley. He's going to kick it out to Kobe White for 3. And that big shot will put the Bulls up 13 later on here. There's a 3-ball. Make it a 10-point game. We're back into it. It's a 6-point game here as we're midway through the second quarter, and Jalen Green with the 3 from outside to cut that lead down to just 3. Here's Lonzo Ball. He's going to pass it out. Kobe White again with a 3-ball. Bulls would get their 10-point lead back eventually, and there's a 3-ball yet again. So again here, 5 minutes to play, about just over in the second, and Jalen Green continuing to hit some big shots. Here's Lonzo Ball for 3, not something I thought I would call today. Lonzo Ball not really known for his perimeter prowess. Here's Nwaba with a deep one, and that's a 3-ball that'll drop. So 7-point game here Make it a 9-point game as we go to about 3.5 minutes left. And Nwaba's been really good with hitting these three balls. We're going to have to get him involved maybe just a little bit more than we had planned. Here's Martin Jr. trying to drive inside. He gets it out to Nwaba. Look at this guy. Nwaba with some big three-ball prowess in these couple of games in this episode. Here's a pass outside to Caruso. Caruso now, drawing the defenders away and hitting the three ball. 10-point lead for Chicago. It's kind of been consistent. 10-point lead. Then Houston will make a little bit of a run, and then it goes back to a 10-point lead. That's kind of been the story of this first half, and we'll see if that changes at all in the second half. As this one, Bulls were trying to get it back to a 10-point lead. They just couldn't. So a 66-58 halftime lead for the Chicago Bulls. So that will at least give the Rockets a shot here. Way better than the LA Lakers game has gone. So this is pretty good thus far. We really need to play better defense, though. 58's not bad at the half for us, but 66, we can't be giving that up every game. There's Jalen Green with a three to start us off in the second half highlights, and then Goran Dragic going to pass it over to Jalen Green again. Green hands it off to Dragic. He's just going to facialize Lonzo Ball right there, make it 77-64. Later on, Bulls went on a little 4-0 run to take an 81-64 lead. And Lonzo Ball again pushing inside, passing outside. Vucevic with a three. And then this is where the wheels started to fall off. It was a 20-point game, and then it gets even worse. There's a nice three ball for Houston to get 69. Nice. But a 28-point lead late in the third quarter. Nice pushing here in transition to get Martin Jr. open for the three ball. So that gives the Rockets maybe an opportunity. Don't know. Not a lot of time left here. 5:49. There's a three ball from the corner. It's a 25-point lead, and that would be 27 here with an opportunity for House to hit a three-pointer. Very nice, but Houston definitely going to fall at home to the Chicago Bulls, despite some nice three-ball play, but that has been kind of the story all season long. They shoot the three well. As far as playing defense, we are going to need to pick up some guys who can play some defense, or this team's just going to struggle for the duration of the series. So we've got some work to do. We've got some players we need to bring in, and we'll see how this season goes. I may quicken up the year a little bit just because this team is so unready to compete. But a 119-91 falter here against the Chicago Bulls. Bulls, a very good team at this point, having added some really key players to make them really a playoff contender this season. And it showed here today in Houston with the way that they have blown us out in this game. Jalen Green, 18 points. He's been pretty consistent with that kind of number, but we don't have anybody who is stepping up to become a 20-point scorer, and we need somebody who will do so. Goran Dragic has been very disappointing in these games. I thought he would be better on the dribble drive, but it just has not worked out for him. Eddie House, some solid minutes off the bench. Tate was a waste of time today, 24 minutes for 2 points. Zach LaVine, of course, led the way for Chicago, 31 points. Vucevic with 17 and 13. He had a very nice game. Lonzo Ball, 7 points, 4 boards, 10 assists. He had a really nice game for the Chicago point guard. We go through the entire month of November without winning a single game in the month. Christian Wood is our leading scorer at 17.3 points per game. He's got 10.4 boards. And Jalen Green is our leading shooter, I would say, at 15.6 points per game. Porter with 13 points a game, and Dragic with 12 points a game. Everybody else just chasing that down, but those are our numbers thus far. The Jazz lead the West by a half a game over the Portland Trail Blazers. Lakers a full game behind. That surprises me a little bit, that LeBron and company are not completely running away with the West. And, of course, we're all the way on the bottom of the West. The New York Knicks, let's go, are 15-6. and they are the number 1 seed in the East right now. We would get the number 1 pick by a lot right now. We are, I believe, 4 games worse than the next worst team in the NBA. I think that's correct. I'm not really sure. But look at this. As we go all the way down the power rankings, yes, we're 3 games worse than the next lowest win total because somebody has 4 wins and we only have 1. So the next episode will take us into December. Hopefully we can get a Christmas present, like a win at some point. I mean, I know we have 1, but geez, can we get some more? Let me know in the comment section below who will be the team that we will beat in December. Will we beat anybody in December? Let me know in the comments. How do you think the team is shaping up? What players do you think we should target in free agency and beyond? Let me know that. And make sure you check out the description below for links to the Discord and the Twitch. Come hang out with us outside of just YouTube. If you want to see more franchise, click right here.
I feel to break somehow.